Indeed, Simbare Vanhu Muchariwona, Simbarema citizens, the power, the will, and the voice of the citizens can be heard loud and clear. Welcome, welcome once again, our listeners and viewers from all over the world. Welcome to our special edition of News Review, where we take a look at the subjects and the topics that made the headlines over the past week in Change Radio News. And today we have our special guest, our special panelists. We've got Citizen Babsi, we have Chief Shoshe, we've got Citizen Tari in the house. We have a lot of topics that we're going to be talking about and going through. Welcome the viewers, our panelists.
Welcome, I'm a citizen. That's a new vocabulary. Citizen Sophia. I like that. It's better than leader. It sounds better. Magadi Muria Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for joining. Citizen Barbara.
Yebo linjani mtwakazi omuhle. Siyahlangana ma-citizens linjani ma-citizens amahle siyahlangana njalo ku-Change Radio lapho silinika uhlelo phela lapho esikhangela khona indaba akade zichisa iviki yonke leyi. Ngibingelela lonke lingabe lifuka njani latshona njani emagumbini amane wonke omhlaba jikelele. Yebo yellow isiphendukile.
Hello, yellow, exactly. Okay, so we have a lot of topics, a lot of things that were happening during the week. The major one being the launch of the CCC, Citizens Coalition for Change. Chief.
Yes. Toti makorogoto mwana mutsva akazvarwa. We delivered a new born baby. This one, it's not about Citizen Barbara or Citizen Sophia. Even us, we also gave birth. We gave birth to a newborn baby called CCC. Triple C. So it was a revolution. If I may put it was a revolution. And I was saying, I was talking to some people at VOA, and I told them that if the internet or Facebook or Twitter did not break down on that day, then it's never going to break down again, because it was so powerful. Everyone was talking about the yellow baby. Everyone was talking about Triple C. Everyone was talking about the yellow revolution. I mean, even the ZANU-PF people, even Monzo, everyone was talking about, the yellow revolution. So I think this was the biggest thing to happen this year. I don't think there's any other event that is going to happen that will surpass what we saw this week, because no one was expecting it, especially ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF never dreamt that President Nelson Chamisa will have that the guts and the willpower to leave the MDC alliance. We all know that President Chamisa grew up in the MDC alliance, starting as a mere card holder, going through the ranks to become the youth president, and then later became the national organizing secretary, and then became the vice president, and now the president. Nobody thought that President Chamisa would take that strategic and crucial decision to leave the MDC. But he did, and he declared that we are starting afresh. We are starting a new journey. And indeed, it's a new journey. We are starting afresh. We have left everything that you can talk about, that ZANU-PF can talk about, that anyone can talk about. We are a new-born baby. We are a new party, new way of doing things, new values, new aspirations. It's just brand new. And I'm telling you, this is a game changer. And I just like, as I finish, I know I talk too much. I just like when it was done. I know some people were saying it's too early for the by-elections, we're going for the by-elections, but that's the momentum that we needed going into the by-elections. The change of name at such a crucial and strategic time is actually going to help us, because everyone is talking about the Triple C. People were dampened, people were down, talking about the damp name called the MDC. And now we have been revived. It's like a revival has taken place. So this is actually going to help us as we go into the by-elections.
Yes, oh, yes, definitely. Yes. Coming to you, Citizen Barbara, as well, I know you commented a lot on behalf of the Women's Assembly and in your personal capacity. I'm going to ask you to speak on that level, and also DJ Prof from the youth side, starting with you, leader, Citizen Barbara.
Thank you so much, Citizen Sophie. I loved when I attended a meeting this afternoon, a UK branch meeting, where they were calling each other. There's a sound coming out. Where is it coming from?
Are you okay
it's
now?
Not coming from me, I'm on mute.
Is it my phone?
Maybe, I think everyone else is mute.
It has stopped. Thank you so much. I was saying I was laughing in the afternoon when I attended a branch meeting here in the UK, when they were calling, when I entered, they say, "Welcome, Citizen Barbara." And I loved it. I said, people are so creative, the way they've embraced this new party, it's so amazing. Maybe before I come to your question, I just want to alert our friends in Matabeleland about this party. Mthwakazi omuhle, lapha sikhuluma ngebandla elitsha elisungulwe ngumongameli uNelson Chamisa elibizwa kuthiwa yi-Citizens Convergence for Change, elisungulwe mhla ka-24 Zibandlela. Ibandla leli libuye ngobunono, liyamukelwe ngobunono obukhulu ngabantu, izizalwane zonke zeZimbabwe, ngoba bekulibandla elisuka kubandla leli ekade selithwalise abantu nzima ele-MDC Alliance, lele uMonzora obesesithi ngelakhe. Ngakho inkokheli ze-MDC Alliance zibone kufanele ukuthi ngcono sitshintshe ibizo leli eselingcole kangaka. Babuya-ke lebizo leli elithi Citizens Convergence for Change kumbe CCC. Hawu, abantu bathabile, abantu bathabe okumangalisayo, layamukelwa okumangalisayo. Lombala usutshintshile, abantu kabasagqoki umbala oyi-red, sebegqoka phela umbala olithanga. Lo engiwugqokileyo yiyo esiyi-new color e-CCC. So besithanda ukuthi silazise ukuthi ama-elections la abuyayo, ama-by-elections, sizabe sisebenzisa-ke ibandla i-CCC, Citizens Coalition for Change. Umbala wethu ngo-yellow. Lingalahleki phela. Ithiwa yini isimbo yethu likhanda lika-President Nelson Chamisa, njalo labhalwa Citizens Coalition for Change. Lingakhathazeki ngezinye izinto lezi ezenzakalayo, ibandla labantu yilo laleli. Citizens of people, especially women, they welcomed this change, the change of the name. The change was just overwhelming. Women were saying this was long overdue, and most women that I interviewed, they said this party brings hope to them. It brings an assurance that change is coming in 2023. And the women said they are going to work very hard to make sure President Nelson Chamisa gets to the State House. Even the youth, Professor Mapendero is going to talk about that. It was a thing, like it was long overdue. People were saying, change the name, is tainted. Why don't you change the name? Even if you change the name, even if you call it a tree or whatever we are going to vote. Pane zvimwe zvandazoona ndazoona kuti hazvitoiti. Vanzi kana chero akadaidza achiti kuti ndaona kuti vanhu vakatsamwa, zita racho haritoiti kuti titaure paruzhinji. Asi chandinakidza ndechekuti pane imwe joke yandaona so yabuda yanga ndigogo wanga wachibvunza kuti nai muzukuru kuti CCC zvinorevei. Muzukuru wacho akati, gogo, zvinoreva kuti Chamisa chitora chigaro. Hanzi zvinoreva kuti Chamisa chitora chigaro. Zvikanzi ko ruvara rweyelo urwu nderwei. Zvikanzi muzukuru akati ndorekuti muchamwa mazowe everyday gogo. Ando zvazvinoreva kuti munenge makumwa mazowe everyday. Saka hanzi ndokuti wana gogo wanzwisise. Remember paya Tsvangirai painzi hanzi Tsvangirai ada kudzosera nyika kuvarungu, Tsvangirai papeti ada kudzokera kuvarungu. Pane joke futi yakabuda gogo achiti hanzi ndoda, wachibvunza kuti wachida kuvhota, zvikanzi gogo muda kuvhotera papi? Zvikanzi faka kona lapha lo abati uhamba navelungu. Hanzi ndisire X pane yeye anofamba nevarungu. Hanzi baby tingamwa tea neshuga. So you see, people always, they always create jokes. They're always in a good mood. We saw it even, I think we are going to talk about the color yellow. I saw it's there as one of the topics. So I think I would rather end there and over to you, Citizen Sophie.
Thank you so much, Citizen Barbara. Pabo, think chinwa mazoe every day. DJ Prof, if you're with us, just give us a little bit, just 2 minutes, on what it means for the youth and what the youth were up to during the party launch.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me? All right, thank you very much. Firstly, let me welcome our citizens who are with us in the platform, and also saying thank you very much to everyone who has managed to join. Obviously, I joined a bit late due to some logistical problem, but I just want to just say one or two things about the young people. Young people welcomed the Citizen Coalition for Change that was launched by other than the People's President Advocate Nelson Chamisa. And I can tell you now that the young people have started geared up, preparing for the by-election, even preparing for the elections coming next year, 2023, and also preparing for the actual.
Okay, we seem to have just lost him there, but we'll ask him to come back on that when he gets back. But going into what has happened so far during the week, the president being invited to the ACT Twazalendo symposium in Dar es Salaam. And obviously, this signals that he is the recognized, let's say, leader of Zimbabwe globally, for him to get this invitation where he took along a delegation, a high-powered delegation with him. Can I start with you, Chief, just to give us your comment on that president's trip to Zanzibar and Dar es Salaam in Tanzania?
Sorry, I was on mute. High-powered delegation indeed. The parties, the People's SG, Honorable Wende, and the People's spokesperson, Honorable Mahere, and the People's International Relations Secretary, Honorable Gladys Chachayo, accompanied the president to Tanzania. Yeah, it was a great invitation, which followed after the president was also invited to another high-powered African program in Zambia. We all saw what happened when he was given a standing ovation by the people of Zambia. We saw the same thing happening in Tanzania. The people respect President Chamisa. The people in Africa respect President Chamisa. And the Wazalendo is a big party. It's one of the biggest political parties in Tanzania. And for them to look in the more than 50 countries and the more than 100 political parties that are in Africa, and then they end up inviting President Chamisa, it speaks volumes about his pedigree, the importance and the value that he holds in African politics. He already has his place before he has become the national president, before he has become the president of Zimbabwe. He already has a special, place in the politics of Africa. You could even tell with the response that the people in Tanzania made when he started speaking, and President Chamisa being President Chamisa, quickly adapting to the prevailing environment and circumstances, speaking in their language and, talking about the many Tanzanian greats and, the Tanzanian political environment, how it has given birth to so many great leaders, very inspirational. And he went on to deliver a very inspirational speech as well, just like what he did on his way to Tanzania when he appeared on SAB broadcast. So this is the Yellow Revolution, moving away from Zimbabwe, moving away from our borders. President in our colors, gold colors, the way I am, he was there, selling the brand, the new brand, and I just liked it. Honorable Mahere, the same thing. Gladys Chachayo, Honorable Gladys Chachayo, the same thing. That's where we are. We are already an international brand. Just 2 weeks after we have been launched, in fact, less than 2 weeks, and we are already a brand in Africa. But I just liked that President Chamisa is being invited to these important and strategic meetings. It helps in terms of spreading the word about Zimbabwe, about what is going on in Zimbabwe. Obviously, he gets to sit down and brief them about the massive and many human rights abuses that are going on in Zimbabwe. And that brings us many friends. I think we all heard what Honorable Tendai Biti said, that you have supporters, yes, but as a party, as a big party, you also need friends. You also need to create, alliances, across or beyond our borders. And that's exactly what the president is doing. And that's excellent. We need more of these trips outside Zimbabwe. So that when we say Chariram Zimbabwe, we have many of our friends coming to rally behind us. And hopefully we'll see him here in America and other countries as well.
Hopefully, yes, hopefully. I don't know, our admin in the background, do we have that video of President Advocate Nelson Chamisa, the few seconds that he was on stage? Maybe if you could get it ready for us while Citizen Barbara is giving an input on that trip to Zanzibar and Dar es Salaam.
Okay, maybe I think I will start by the trip to, you stopped over South Africa, eh?
Yes.
I think, yeah, maybe you can play it before Citizen Barbara gives her input. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Listen to the words of the faith leaders once, because they are reservoirs of wisdom. Thank you for your words. ACT Wazalendo, Shusha Tanga, Shusha Tanga, Safari, 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 Safari. Thank you for this. So some of you may ask, why am I here? I'm here because it's Shusha Tanga. Safari inaendelea. We are going forward as Africa. Africa, Shusha Tanga. Yes, we respect the Africa of the old. Yes, we respect Baba Julia. In fact, I feel inspired. I'm stepping on the land that produced one of the giants of Africa, Julius Kambarage Mwalimu Nyerere. This is the land of inspiration. It's a land that produces leaders. It's a port that produces best leaders. Thank you very much, Tanzania. It's not possible to talk about Africa without Tanzania, without Dar es Salaam. That was the headquarters of the liberation struggle. Let it continue to be the headquarters of the transformation and the resurgence of Africa. Nyerere was a great leader. Great leaders are men of ideas, not men of slogans. Great leaders are men who inspire out of love, not hate. Great leaders are people who are able to bring people together, not scatter them. That is Julius Kambarage Nyerere. Why am I here? You are looking at a young man, possibly younger than His Excellency. Only 43. I've been a member of Parliament.
Okay, Citizen Barbara, maybe you can come in with your input there.
Wow. That was electric. I liked the way you quickly switched to Tanzanian language, Swahili. Is it Swahili? What do they speak? Is it Swahili? you know, the way he switched, zvangondiratidza kuti our president is, you know, he really knows his work, he really knows what he's doing, he really knows how, you know, zvazvakonzi kukwana, vanokurumidza kukwana panzvimbo. I think maybe it's because of the age, because they say kuti the young are always energetic. The energy that was there, even the responses that were there from the delegates, the Congress delegates, that was very, very, very fantastic. Before he went to Tanzania, President Chamisa passed through South Africa. He had some few meetings with South Africans. He also appeared in SABC. He had an interview with Sophie Mukwena where he was begging the South African government to bear with Zimbabweans that are living in South Africa, where he was saying it's not their fault. He was saying South Africa must stop burying their heads in the sand like an ostrich, because the Zimbabwean problems are South African problems. I found that to be very, very powerful, in that he openly told the South African government to help Zimbabwe to come out in its mess. He even highlighted that as Zimbabweans, we helped South Africans during apartheid era when they were fighting for democracy. And he also said, Zimbabweans, we are fighting for democracy, so South Africans should chip in. He was saying this specifically to ANC, which I found to be very relevant and very powerful. Let's hope the South Africans are now going to treat our brothers and sisters well, because, you know, life there was becoming unbearable. So yeah, this is all I can say about the president of the Yellow Party, Nelson Chamisa.
Yeah, wonderful times that we just experienced. But I mean, in the midst of all this euphoria and happiness, a few negative incidents happening. We had some youth members arrested and assaulted, beaten up, and taken to court and released without charge, simply for wearing yellow shirts. I ask you again, Chief, and then we go to Citizen Barbara, just to comment briefly on that. And I think while we're talking about that, the admin, if you can flight the pictures of the abuse that was meted on these young CCC cadres.
Yes, this is what we're talking about, that ZANU-PF were not expecting what happened. And suddenly they didn't have a response. You know, it's like you come to an arena expecting a fight, and then there's no one to fight. ZANU-PF was ready for a fight. Monzora was ready for a fight that they knew was going to dampen people's spirits, the Triple C members. But the party leadership listened to the people, and they decided to change the name. And ZANU-PF was, in sixes and sevens, because they didn't know how to respond to that, because they had prepared a fight in the courts, a fight everywhere, a fight within the people, blaming Chamisa for not listening to the people. But at the end of the day, the president and the leadership of the party listened to the requests and demands by the citizens that we need to move on. What is in a name? We're always saying that. And the only response then that ZANU-PF could give is the response that we know them to have. Every time when they can't resolve an issue, they start abusing people's rights. They start arresting people arbitrarily. It's now an offense to even eat a banana because the banana is yellow. It's now an offense to move around wearing a yellow hat or a yellow sweater. It has suddenly become an offense. But surprisingly and interestingly, ZANU-PF also has yellow as one of their colors. They used to wear yellow. Nobody used to be abused. Nobody used to be arrested. that just tells you that it's not even about the color, it's not even about anything, it's about President Chamisa. ZANU-PF is afraid of this man called Chamisa. They don't want to see him at the ballot box. They know what he can do, what he's capable of doing. They know that any day, any time, 3 Mnangagwas will not beat President Chamisa. In a free and fair election, Mnangagwa will not even have, 1,000 votes. If it's only those people that are eating with Mnangagwa that will vote for him. But I can tell you, 3/4 of the people in ZANU-PF today, in a free and fair election, where they are not being intimidated, where they are not being forced to go and put their vote on Emmerson Mnangagwa, 3/4 of the people in ZANU-PF who vote for Triple C, they will vote for President Nelson Chamisa. And this is proven. We saw it happening in 2018. He won a lot of votes coming from ZANU-PF people because they know, they believe that he is the real deal. He is the only game in town, and he can bring real change to Zimbabwe. So I know we're going to see more of these arbitrary arrests as we go, but I know that Zimbabweans are ready for anything right now. We have suffered enough, and I think people are at a stage where they are saying, kusiri kufande kupi. Munhu wese angotaura kuti chauya, ZANU ngaiite zvayo zvainoita, but hatisi kubva pamazowe ipapo, hatibve pamabhanana ipapo, hatibve payellow ipapo. People will die defending their color. Never mind, all those people that are coming up and, Monzora, Mashakada, and others that are trying to torch some fires within the Triple C midst, or talking about non-existent problems that they are trying to create. The people are going to defend their party. The people are going to defend their newborn baby. And no matter how much they try, they will not succeed. Under President Chamisa, we are unstoppable. Yellow is unstoppable. Let them try, let them arrest the youth, let them abuse them. But at the end of the day, we will march forward. We will not stop.
Oh, yes. And indeed, Chauya. Speaking of Chauya, leader, Citizen Babsi, I'm going to ask you as well to touch on the youth rally that happened in Kwekwe. And I think our admin also has a video of the youth commander, Cecilia Chimbiri, there, Chauya. Vanu are tired, people are fed up. People are ready for anything. So I don't know, Leader Barbara, what you have to say about that, and also just touch on the youth rally in Kwekwe as well.
Thank you so much. Maybe before I do that, I would like to acknowledge Eddie, is it Eddie Game or Gem, and Tinashe Garuse for sending us stars. Thank you so much. We really appreciate. Please send us more stars. Send us more yellow stars. Send us more yellow stars. We appreciate that. Yes, I think Chief has said it all, summed it all about this yellow color that has shocked the world, the yellow color that was trending. Even if you go on Twitter, it will show you that what was trending the whole of the week, it was the color yellow. It was yellow, the word yellow. It was trending, and also Chamisa was trending. So we are on the right direction. I will not dwell much on the abuses. ZANU-PF, if you want to see what ZANU-PF panicked, you see by its response to our action. They respond through human rights abuses. They respond through beating people. This is to show you how this thing shocked ZANU-PF, because they thought we were still going to use MDC Alliance. And I like the strategy of President Chamisa when he said, we are MDC Alliance and we are not going to change our name. And then they thought, yeah, so they are going to use Alliance. So Dag is using Alliance. So we are going to confuse them. Now, there won't be any confusion. Even like you said, Chief, the ZANU-PF, I was told of a story in Marondera where winning the candidates that won primary elections in ZANU-PF. Hanzi vakarohwa tunya on the nomination court day. Hanzi mapepa akabvutwa chief kukapinzwa wese vakanga vadyiwa, because vakadyiwa wese vanhu vanga vakarerekera kune ava system iyi yanga ichinetsa vanhu vachisafa vachiti no, toda kuchinja leadership muZANU from districts, from wards. So all those that won the primaries did not make it to the nomination court. So Hanzi vakati they declared kuti we are going to vote CCC. Hanzi isusu nevanhu vedu, we are not going to vote for ZANU-PF, but we are going to vote for CCC. And going to the Kwekwe launch, the CCC youth, they went and launched their youth rally, youth campaign. And why in Kwekwe? Because there is a youth candidate, Judith Tobaiwa, who is standing there in Kwekwe Central. So they launched their campaign there. It was vibrant. Cecilia Chimbiri, the acting commander-in-chief of the youth assembly, delivered a very, very powerful speech. I don't want to preempt. I think there is a video. When our technical team is ready, maybe they can just flight the video and see.
Today was an eventful day for the Citizens Coalition for Change Youth Assembly, as the assembly was launched. Today was an eventful day for the Citizens Coalition for Change Youth Assembly, as the assembly was launching its campaign called Simuka Pakama Zimbabwe campaign, which is a campaign meant to drum up support for young people ahead of the March 26 by-elections. Speaker after speaker here has reiterated that there is need to go back to work with the citizens so that the party achieves its obligation of winning by-elections as well as the upcoming 2023 general elections. The CCC Youth Assembly acting chairperson Cecilia Chimbiri said that the time for young people to take center stage.
The Youth Assembly. Yes. You know, my name Comrade Chauya Chau. Chauya with the official launch of the by-election youth candidates campaign. Siri Mumusha, Kwekwe Central, Muneke Chungamirwa na Honorable Judy Tobayo. Listen, my youth, we have a simple task. Our momentum marker is young citizens at the center. Yes. We are done. We are putting the citizens at the center. We are making sure that the young people go out to register, to vote. We are putting them at the center. Yes. What does it mean? It means that on our next launch of the Youth Convergence platform, yes, we have Youth Action for Change. Yes. We have Student Action for Change. Yes. We have Action for Change. Everywhere where the young people are found, we are putting the young citizens at the center. President Nelson Chamisa has already won as the president of Citizens Coalition for Change. We, the young people, are going to give him the victory. He has done enough. We are the new. A new baby has been born. In this year, comrades, promise me that you will show that you are not afraid of. We will resist the enemy to get the people to the promised land. Yes. We will make sure. No police. We want to rescue them. We want them to earn better wages. The young people are unemployed. We want to educate them so that they follow the system straight. But young people get the same. This is simple. And this is the official launch of the youth country.
Oh yes, the future is bright. The future is bright, and what is encouraging is that we have more of these chawiyas, who are just like mushrooms everywhere, across the country. So DJ Prof, just in time to comment on that youth Simuka Pakama launch in Kwekwe.
So thank you very much. Earlier on, I was cut off because of some technological logistics, but thank you very much for that. Yes, I think I've said it earlier on that youth are coming out in numbers, and youth have come up with a number of programs that have to be done by youth. You heard the acting youth commander telling them by next time when you are coming back, we'll be having youth action for change. We will have gender action for change. We'll have all the platforms that young people must be there for change. And this is exactly what she was saying, that we must put young people at the center stage for everything that we have to do, because we know the youthful president, the people's president, Advocate Nelson Chamisa, is there and he has already won for the upcoming election for 2023. He said again that for the by-elections that are coming on the 26th of March, it's like a litmus test for the people's, the citizens' revolution, the citizen convergence for change, that we need to see how we are going to do it. I would not be doing justice if I don't comment on the effort that we are seeing. One of young member of parliament candidate by in Marondera, Senderao. He is doing wonders. You have seen on social media and in all platforms for social media what Coston Mateo is doing. That's exactly what we want to give the people, to disseminate information rather to the people, to say this is Triple C and Triple C is here and we are here for good. Thank you so much, Citizen Sophia. I'll hand back to you.
Thank you so much, DJ Prof. Going on, Zimbabwe being condemned at the UN, the OCR periodic reviews over its poor human rights record. So we had a lot of countries, internationally coming out, guns blazing, that, you know what, Zimbabwe, stop, take a look and, correct your human rights abuses that you are doing on your citizens. But funny enough, we had Kazembe and Virginia Mabiza going there and reporting as if everything is normal in Zimbabwe and that they've ratified all these UN conventions, when we know that they recently voted no to the anti-torture and human rights abuses, along with 14 other countries in the world. Citizen Barbara, if you're still there, as well as Chief, maybe you can come in and just comment briefly before we wrap up on that condemnation of Zimbabwe at the periodic review of the UN. Hello?
Yes. I thought Citizen Barbara was going to come in first. I always want to say ladies first, I'm a gentleman.
You see, this is what Yellow is all about. We appreciate that.
Yes, okay. But anyway, the UN, there was a UN review of Zimbabwe's human rights record in New York. And and they confirmed what has been happening in Zimbabwe, what is happening in Zimbabwe, that the government of Emmerson Mnangagwa is not respecting people's human rights, fundamental human rights. And this is contrary to what he preached at the United Nations a few years back when he came in. After he came in, he came to the UN and he promised a truly new dispensation. He promised that he was not going to, walk the same road, the same route that Robert Mugabe was walking. He even promised that there was going to be a free and fair election. And he also promised that there were going to be electoral reforms in Zimbabwe. And unfortunately, Emmerson Mnangagwa has failed to deliver on all those aspects that he promised the international community. And the good thing is the international community doesn't forget, and they are everywhere. Unlike what they say that is the chief sources, is the people in the diaspora that are being unpatriotic and talking about Zimbabwe's human rights abuses and lying and being unpatriotic. They call us unpatriotic. But the international community doesn't even need Chief Soshe. It doesn't even need anyone, because ZANU-PF is so obvious. They do their things openly. They murdered people on August 1. Everyone was seeing. You don't need Triple C leaders to go and tell the United Nations or the US or any other country outside Zimbabwe. They are seeing what is happening. And all these countries, all of them have embassies in Zimbabwe. They see how the people of Zimbabwe are suffering. Nobody has to tell them that the roads in Zimbabwe are very bad, because they drive on those roads every day. Nobody has to tell them that healthcare system in Zimbabwe is in the intensive care unit, if not in the mortuary, because they go to Parare Nyatwa Hospital. They see what is happening there. When you go there, you see that there's no healthcare to even talk about in Zimbabwe. They are there. They go to the banks trying to withdraw their money or take their money, but they are told that you can only withdraw $50, or you have to stand in a queue for the whole day. They are seeing all those mishaps. They don't need anyone to tell them that. So what's happening is obvious. It's a confirmation of what is going on. Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF just have to change. And they also just have to know that it's time for them to move on. You can't stop an idea whose time has come. It's time for the citizens, it's time for the people of Zimbabwe to get back their independence, to get back their word. Just like what President Chamisa has been saying, that Triple C is about giving powers to the citizens, removing powers from a politician, from corrupt politicians, and giving those powers to the people. And that's what the people want. That's what the people are listening to. That's what the people are expecting. And I'm sure, and I know, I have no doubt that this is going to happen in 2023. The people will get back their powers.
The citizens will definitely get back their powers. The citizens, the drive has started. The drive is in full force. But before we go, I just want us to touch a little bit on VPBT address, as well as Hopo Chingono addressing on Change Radio and Diaspora Spaces. I know, Chief, you were there as well, so I'm going to ask you to speak briefly about that before we go.
Yes, I mean, the two Honorable Tendai Biti, our Honorable Vice President, and Citizen Hopo Chingono, are very supportive of the movement, very supportive of the people of Zimbabwe. What they were doing in those two addresses was just buttressing what the Coalition for Citizens mean. They were buttressing and reiterating what President Chamisa said in his address, reinforcing, what we stand for as a Triple C, that we are now moving in a new direction, a new direction that puts the people of Zimbabwe at the center of everything, at the center of any decision making. And the people saw it, that that's what the party mean. And they are saying something that they really mean. First of all, the people of Zimbabwe spoke. The people of Zimbabwe demanded that the party moves on, the party changes its name, and a listening president like President Chamisa listened, a listening leadership in the Triple C, within the Triple C, listened, and we changed the name. It was because of the citizens. And recently, I think you saw that there were a few issues to do with double candidates, the fielding of double candidates. Out of over 120 constituencies where we're fielding candidates, there were a few, mishaps that happened. 3 out of 120. That's not. It's not supposed to be like that. But it's not a train crash that it happened. Mistakes will always happen. Mistakes do happen. You can't go and stand in front of the people and say that we are never going to make mistakes as a party. Now, because we are a newborn baby, we'll be perfect. Everything will be perfect. Nobody can say that, because in this world, no one person and no one organization is perfect. But what is important and what is critical is how you resolve issues when they happen. And this is what we saw happening, the party leadership coming in and issuing statements, responding to the cries of the citizens that were threatening, that were telling the leadership that you need to stop this. This needs to be stopped. That's power in the hands of the citizens, power in the people. They see something that they don't like, they speak up, and the leadership listens, and they start running around. Manya, vese, President, SG, Communication Secretary, kumanya, because tukumanyiswa nema citizens. That's the new trajectory that we are taking as a party. That we listen to the citizens. The citizens have a right to shout at us. The citizens have a right to hold us accountable and tell us that this is not right. And then we listen, we act, we resolve the issues. And the people of Zimbabwe already have confidence in our conflict and problem-solving skills, because we have done it. We changed the name when there was a problem, when the people asked. And that's exactly what is happening right now. Power in the hands of the people, the citizens being given the power to voice up their opinions. And that's exactly the new government that we want. You want to be consulted as a person. We are borrowing money. Can we borrow money from the UK? Can we borrow money? Can we borrow these millions from Russia? You want to be consulted, and you want to be able to be given that space to ask questions. How are you going to use the money? When the money has been used, you are also able to ask questions. Did you use all that money for the purposes that you borrowed it for? That's power to the people. People power. The CCC is giving people the power that they need, so that the politicians are the servants, and the people of Zimbabwe, the citizens, are the kings and queens. They are the ones to be served. That's how it should be. Not what we are seeing today, where all the power is in the hands of a few cronies, of a few ZANU-PF people, and the people have no say in whatever is going on. So we welcome what the United Nations said in terms of human rights. That's what's going on in Zimbabwe. The government of Zimbabwe is not respecting the citizens' rights. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mambosose, for that. I don't know if the technical department or admin in the background has any pictures or any images of the Yellow Friday that we saw, the Hello Yellow campaign that was going on, if those could be flighted a bit. But just to close, AFCON. I know we cannot ignore it. It's happening in our home ground. It's happening in Africa. And right now, I think we have 3 quarterfinal matches played. And I think the last one is being played at the moment. So exciting times there. I think if I can just check quickly, the last match, the last quarterfinal match between Senegal and Equatorial Guinea is in the 70th minute. And Senegal are 2 up. Equatorial Guinea is on 1. And the other teams that have qualified to the semis are Cameroon, Egypt, and Burkina Faso. So we wait to see what happens in this match between Senegal and Equatorial Guinea. But at the moment, it's 2-1 to Senegal. Right, there are some pictures of the Hello Yellow movement. The citizens taking it up and grabbing it and owning it, like what you rightfully say. Maiwana kupi. Maiwana nepi.
I like that.
We have said, but anyway, you see, rightfully, like you say, Mambosose, citizens taking this thing and owning it and actually being in the driver's seat of what they want to see for their nation. Like the logo, the motto says, one nation, One voice. Can you help me out there, Chief? Maybe Citizen Barbara, DJ Prof, Shandukom Zimbabwe, and we say voter Zimbabwe voter.
Then everyone else say Simuka Zimbabwe, Simuka. Shandukom Zimbabwe, Vaka Zimbabwe, Vaka. Shandukom Zimbabwe,
voter Zimbabwe,
voter.
2023.
Zimbabwe.
One people, one vision, one nation. Wonderful. Yes, we are getting there. One people, one vision, one nation. 2023, we will be singing and we'll be happy again as one nation. I think for today, if we can call it a day, I know there are a lot of programs that our panelists are waiting to join and get into. It's going to be an interesting year because a lot of activity happening all over the world. And so it's going to be an interesting year.
We have right now we have a yellow meeting happening in Canada, and they've already started, and they're waiting for me there. So let me go to my North America yellow lights, yellow bonds.
No, thank you so much, Chief. Thank you so much, Citizen Barbara, DJ Prof. Thank you so much to all our listeners and viewers. Thank you so much for spending time with us. And we hope to see you again, same time, same place next week. It's a very good night, a very yellow good night. And we'll see you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, inda unonyoresa kuvota. 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 Inda unonyoresa kuvota.